William Cooper owned much of the town of DeKalb and organized its settlement. Slaves often came to our area with the men who bought land here and came to check out their investments. In this image, William's wife Elizabeth Fenimore Cooper is shown with their family slave Joseph Stewart. Joseph often accompanied William Cooper when he traveled, as did the slaves of other proprietors. Some of the settlers who bought land from the original owners of the large tracts did bring slaves with them, but these people were not rich and only had a single slave to help with the work in the wilderness. Few records of the slaves that did live in the town survive. Because of this, we do not know most of their names. We do know that Isaac Stacy, one of these first settlers of the town, had a slave. He built his home just outside Old DeKalb on the hill and lived there with his family and his slave until 1825. There is also a record of the settler Salmon Rich, who owned another male slave. He used his slave as collateral for a loan from his mother. When she remarried, Salmon Rich lost his slave to his new stepfather, Simeon Benjamin. Richville was named for this pioneer. Antoinette Jones was a slave owned by the Borland family. Born in New York State about 1806, Antoinette was living with the families of Charles and John Borland in DeKalb by 1820. In the 1850 census, she was listed as illiterate. From census records, she appears to have continued to live with the family until at least 1855, long after her emancipation. The Borlands, father and son with their families, had settled on Bowling Creek about 1808. They erected a sawmill and gristmill on the site and gradually cleared land for farming while living in crude log cabins. Antoinette would have been an integral part of their household, helping with all frontier chores. The history we have of the early years of settlement here tells us little about slaves, but we do know there were a few men and women owned by others in the town of DeKalb.